The Scripps Howard Foundation honors excellence in coverage of the topic of the year, the presidential election. The winner, Alec MacGillis of ProPublica, for the breakdown. Alec MacGillis spent time visiting the heartland through 2016, measuring the gathering wave of discontent, frustration, and anger. As other journalists sought the why behind the presidential election of Donald Trump, it took just hours for MacGillis to pound out a post-election piece of deeply reported analysis, Revenge of the Forgotten Class. The story capped a year of reporting on the changes underlying the political season. MacGillis delivered an insightful historical analysis of the working class backlash. Complementary stories showed the stresses that motivated Trump voters, plus how and why the political parties, particularly Democrats, have moved away from their roots.
In many ways, it's what you want from political reporting, a reporting that seeks not just to transcribe things that are said to you, but rather that attempts to put it in some type of analytical context. And I thought that that was what was done really well in this series.
It was a very in-depth look at Middle America, which, as it turns out, is where a lot of other reporters were not getting the same kinds of information, not getting the same indication that the tide was turning in favor of Donald Trump.
Congratulations to Alec MacGillis, winner of the 2016 Scripps Howard Award for coverage of the topic of the year.
Adam Simpson, Foundation Trustee and Scripps Chief Operating Officer, presents the Topic of the Year Award and a $10,000 check to Alec MacGillis of ProPublica.
Thank you very much to the Scripps Howard Foundation. This is just a tremendous honor. I should say that it's especially meaningful for me, this award, because it's allowed me to come back here to Southwest Ohio, where I based much of my reporting last year. I could tell way back in early 2016 that what was going on politically and economically in this corner of the state was very representative of what was going on in many other parts of the country. But I was also drawn to the place because I could tell that there were plenty of compelling people here to meet with. People like Sister Maria Stacy in Dayton, and the leaders of the Ahiska Turk community there, and of course, the famous Sheriff Rick Jones in Butler County. Last night I managed to check back in with one of the Trump-Obama voters that I featured prominently in my piece, and it was great to see her. She's still very much with her man. I want to thank a few people. First, my editors at ProPublica and the publications that we partnered with all year. Second, the many donors, big and small, who make it possible for us at ProPublica to take the time that we do in digging into pieces. Third, I want to thank the people in Dayton and elsewhere who took the time to meet with me, a lot of time often. That's not something that we can take for granted in these days when there's such little trust of the news media, especially national guys like me who come parachuting in from the East Coast. Finally, I want to thank all the local reporters at places like the Dayton Daily News and the Cincinnati Enquirer who are still working hard with diminished resources to cover their cities and towns. I rely on their work greatly. Their work remains the most necessary in American journalism, and I hope we can find a way to make it more sustainable. Thank you again.